Well, hi folks, and welcome back to Inside the Coxswain's Mind. I am Guy from the Coxswain's Journey, and of course I'm joined again by Jen Pollock from Toowong Rowing Club. Thanks, Jen. This is our last one, episode 5. Great to have you back.
Thank you. It's so exciting. It means Yarra's getting closer, training's getting harder, everybody's getting all ready for the big event.
Everyone's getting anxious and excited all in the same time. This is a really short one. This is our final episode. We're just going to discuss briefly beyond the finish, celebrating what we can learn from it, all that sort of stuff. But I think there'll be some technical things that we might try and cover off as best we can as far as when you do hit that finish line, because it can be turmoil. We have a lot of great volunteers down there, the Orange Army, as they call themselves, from the fantastic Hawthorn Rowing Club, of course, who put on this event. But we do want to work as best we can with them and so forth in order to get us off the water, because it is hard, and especially when it's hot, we don't want to be on there for too long. So any great tips about when we hit that finish line, Jen?
Yes, I guess my tip is, and I actually tell the rowers before we start that when we go over the finish line, we will continue to row. And we work out before the regatta what we're going to do. Are we going to row stern fore only, bow fore? Because you don't have to row full tilt. In fact, you're going to be going a lot slower. Or are you going to do oars on the water? What is it that you're going to do to keep moving, but allow the rowers what they need to kind of recover as they immediately go over the line?
Yep.
So that's not a surprise to them. They'll know exactly what you're going to be doing. I have the 2 strokes after the hooter. So after the hooter, 2 strokes, then we do whatever we're going to do.
Yep.
Just in case you get somebody else's hooter because you're not paying attention, or you're not paying close enough attention.
And that happens all too often in straight line racing as well, especially.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
so just let them know. I have a check going down the Hawthorn Straight because there's no more bends, there's not much happening. I have a quick check of all the rowers to see if anybody's in distress.
Yep.
And if they're in distress, then I'm going to call out whichever 4 they're in out and let the others over the line.
Yep.
But just let them know what it is. I always congratulate them. Like, I always clap and cheer when we go over the line and tell them how awesome they are, because they are, to finish the race.
Yep.
Going down Hawthorn Straight, I'll quite often pick them out in pairs and talk about what they've done that was really great and how they helped the boat. So you're starting to celebrate before you get there, because you've got through everything that happened. You always have a good race, even if there's some stuff in the middle that's not quite so good. You always have a good race. You celebrate the end. You come over the line. And then, like you said, Guy, we need to be really respectful that the volunteers are trying to get 250 odd boats down Yarra, around a U-turn, onto the pontoon, off the pontoon, and then everything off as well. So getting cross at anybody else is disrespectful. Getting cross at the volunteers is unforgivable.
Yep. And it does happen. It does happen. But anyway, that's, look, you're 100% right, because they're the ones that have to work their backsides off, getting every crew off the water, because it is a big job, and they're 8s we're getting off the water, not singles. And everyone, when they get to that stage and they want to go and give each other a hug, and it's like, guys, just can we leave that until we've got the boat up? You can go and hug all you like, but we do have another 100 people behind you to get off the water. But look, I do like the idea you're talking about going across the line. I know last year I hit that finish line and we had to check, because there were crews literally banked up, because one crew started that problem and everyone gets into it, and then all of a sudden you've got a pretty dangerous situation with people belting down full tilt to hit a finish line and then all having to check. Well, it's pretty hard to check when you've been going hard for 8Ks. So I think if every coxswain was aware of that and absolutely works through that finish line to get the hell out of the way for the next people coming through. And do not push in front of other boats, and you just follow the flow. You're going to be on the water for a while, accept it. But I get very frustrated when you see people trying to duck under or cut the corner. You got to listen to the volunteers. You got to listen to their instructions. They're telling you to go around the buoys that are marked off. Go around the buoys they're telling you to. Make it easier for everyone, including yourselves. And everyone wants to get off that water, and everyone wants to start unwinding and relaxing and celebrating. I did like the comment you said about that. I was saying the Scotch Straight. That's probably a bit early to get carried away.
Yeah, let's get the
Hawthorn Straight. That's the spot to enjoy it, right?
Yep.
That you've got basically 800 metres to the line. You can sit up and enjoy that last bit of it and really embrace it while you're still in a world of hurt, of course. But all that culmination of work and effort and ergos is all coming to fruition. And that point there. And,
I call it look pretty. We're coming up Hawthorn Straight. Look pretty, guys.
Yep. Look pretty because everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
No, exactly agree with that. So we do all of that. We follow the volunteers' instructions and hopefully we get off the water within a good hour and we get our boat away. We discussed this in one of the earlier episodes, Jen. We need to stay away from the bar momentarily, don't we, until we get a little bit of hydration. Just a bit of hydration in and a few snakes, I think, was our discussion or something along those lines.
Red frogs or...
Yep. Something of high GI that will just give us a bit of a burst and some fluid before we hit the business end of things. Because look, it can catch up on you, especially if you're a little bit emotional after it all, which everyone is. You've had a damn hard crack at it for 8 kilometres, so there's no reason why you wouldn't be over the moon. What do you think of the old in an event like this? Do you have a race debrief with your crew when you put the boat down? Do you sit there and analyse it, or do you just sit there and go, "Well done, guys, pat on the back, got through it, had some fun," and leave it at that? What's your take on that?
I think it depends how you went. So if you've gone really well and you have, you can talk about what went well.
Yep.
And I kind of do that to distract them when we're coming into the pontoon anyway, because you've got to distract them with something. So I'll do hey guys, what I really loved was when we were around this bend, blah, 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 and Val, you did this. So you pick out everybody.
Yep.
I think it's more important if you've had a really bad race. And we've had one of those where we thought we'd come in the top 3 and we just had a shocker.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And I think that's even more important.
So everyone was a bit down in the dumps. They
really
knew that it was a shocker, and they thought, what the hell have we just done for all this for? But you moved into the positive conversation rather than geez, if we only had have done X and we only had have done Y, we would have done X.
Well, I actually called it out because all the rowers were sitting there, and I went, alrighty, something needs to happen now. And I went, well, guys, that was a shocker, eh? And they kind of went up, and I went, so I thought this and this and this was really good. And then they kind of come in and go, yeah, but we could have done that. And I went, we could have, but did we have the space or did we have the time? Because Yarra's 50% ability and 50% luck, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, yes, a lot of luck. Yeah, I think that's a really good comment to make there. We haven't mentioned that in any of these podcast episodes, but yes, there is a lot of luck in this one. Time, place, space, all of those things are luck driven, predominantly. No doubt about it. So the moral of the story there is, if you've had a bit of a shocker, just look for the positives. There's no point delving on it. I mean, it's not as though you're fronting up next week to do it all again and you can say, okay, bow pair, if you did X and Y, we might have improved. It doesn't matter. That's all done. The result is the result. It doesn't change no matter how much you want to talk about how it could.
And also as a coxswain, like in that shocker, I went, what could I have done better? And as the coxswain, just make sure you don't beat yourself up. You got all the way, you got the crew and the boat on the water on time, you completed the race, you ended up through the finish line. That's a win. Certainly reflect on things, I call it tweak for next time. But don't beat yourself up like, oh, I cut the corner, or I went too wide, or I end up in the weeds, or I let this crew go through. Just let it go. Let it go.
Oh, look, you're gonna make mistakes. I mean, that's just a matter of it's like a lot of sport, isn't it? It's who makes the least mistakes who wins, not the other way around. And I can tell you right now how many mistakes every rower's going to make. It's going to be more than the coxers make, right? They're not rowing 100% perfect strokes for 8 kilometres, that's for sure. Long way from it. So
I had a great coach once that said a coxswain is like a soccer goalie. Everything they stand out, everything they do stands out, whether it's good or bad, it stands out. The soccer players in front of them can make mistakes all game, every game, and that's okay. But the poor soccer goalie gets nailed. And that's pretty much like a coxswain. You do stand out. Yep. I mean, we know whether we've messed up or not. We don't need anybody else to tell us. We know. We've all had enough experience.
And especially being told by people who've never sat in a seat.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But I'm lucky. Like my rowers are great. Even when I go, like you might hear me go, "Oh shit," and they'll go, "No, it's fine, Jen." So so don't beat yourself up. The fact that you got to Yarra, that you did your homework, you got your crew there, you got through the course, you got to the end, awesome. Yep. Maybe
hopefully no one has to go through that, but there will be people who will be hitting banks and so forth. Touch wood, better not be me. But
that's the other thing I say. You know, rather than go around Big Bend and run into 4 or 5 boats that are already tangled up, how about you stop?
Yeah, that's
and just
right.
go around the inside,
And there's enough evidence out there on multiple sports where little things can go wrong like that, and the adrenaline burst for the athlete will bring you back quicker and stronger than what you were when you started. So,
that's right.
Before that spot. So the little micro rest or micro break or the adrenaline that comes out of it can also help you. So, no, nothing wrong with doing that if need be. Look, I think the thing is, yes, when it is done, you just want to enjoy it, and we know that the vast majority of people come to Head of the Yarra not to win it, right? The vast majority come to experience the race, and part of that experience is what happens at the end. And once they have completed it, you could liken it. I mean, I get a bit loose here, but you could liken it to, say, a marathon, where there's very few that are out there to actually win a marathon, right? Everyone just gets to that finish line and they've had achievement, and they have that feeling of achievement. And I think an 8K head race is the same sort of thing. It's a feeling of achievement. It's not quite the marathon, but the point being is it's the same sort of thing. So, just embrace and enjoy that part of it. I mean, if there is things to glean, if it is a regular crew you're racing with, you might put some little notes down to discuss at a later time, potentially. If there's some little, I don't know, if there's something that really stood out.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be addressing any of the negatives at that point in time, if there are any,
I think,
at all.
And also recognise that it's a coxswain's race. It's called the coxswain's race, and the emblem actually shows the coxswain. So it's not often as a coxswain. I call us kind of like the silent achievers. If we do really well and win a race, it's the rowers that won it.
Yep.
So we don't very often get to stand up and go, "This is our race," and Yarra is a coxswain's race.
Absolutely, and that's what we love so much about it. It gives us a chance to shine or crash at the same time, and that's part of the fun, because we want to put the pressure on ourselves as well.
Yeah,
we're coxswains, generally speaking, are competitive people by nature. I know from
absolutely
the amount of times I've spoken to you, you're a pretty damn competitive person. So,
and you, Guy, seconds, first loser.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There is no seconds. There is no seconds. There is no thirds. There is only first. Exactly right. But anyway, look, I reckon this has been a great little series of episodes. We don't need to go too much more into this final episode of what to do over the finish line. I think we've covered all that off. In moral of the story, be respectful. Listen to the volunteers. They're doing a great job to get you off the water and get you moving. Be a bit sensible on the bit of the hydration before you get into the beers, and stay positive, completely positive from the get-go of crossing that finish line, because whatever may have gone wrong, it's done. You move on.
It is.
You move on, and that's sport. And any good athlete knows that things do happen. You move on. You don't sit there and if, buts and maybes that push that behind. It's done. Result's the result, and that doesn't change no matter how much you want to talk about it.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Anyway, look, thank you everyone for listening in to Inside the Coxswain's Mind, the Head of the Yarra podcast series. Jen, it's been an absolute pleasure, and as I think I said in the previous episode, I reckon I've got about 10 tips from you to my 1 to you, but
oh no, I've got more than that.
I've got notes, and hopefully a few others have gleaned some positive stuff from what we've been talking about, but it's been a lot of fun as well. And we will see you very soon on the side of the Yarra River in Melbourne. So thanks very much, Jen, for everything over the last 5 episodes.
Thank you. Pleasure, Guy, and good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy the race, and try not to beat me. No.
You're not allowed to go past me.
Yeah, anyone behind me is fine. We love you all. The ones in front, different story. No, the other way around. Yeah, I do. That's what I meant. Anyway, till next time. Well, not till next time, but for the purposes of this one, thanks very much, Jen, and goodbye all.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.